so that it behaved a lot better. Not that I ever used it. My dad used it on his once. And what happened was the car in front of him was quite a ways ahead of him. But all of a sudden it came to a complete dead stop. And normally you have the notice of brake lights coming on when someone's coming to a stop. Well, this one didn't. It just stopped dead. And so my dad slammed his brakes on, ended up with the front wheel just touching the rear bumper of the car that stopped. So obviously he rolled the bike back and then drove it round the car. And at that point he discovered, well, the car had just hit a lamppost, which is why there hadn't been any brake lights come on when it came to a dead stop. Oops. Okay, this could be tough. This could be very tough. I'll go. So that's our sleep. 10 hours 50 minutes. 10 hours 56 minutes. Ooh. I may need to sleep one more time. And obviously ABS only worked on the bike when you were driving in a straight line. If you were leaning it into a corner and you put the brakes on, it would still slide out from underneath you because ABS does not allow you to break laws of physics. So my dad's sort of career with BMWs, he started off on the R80 RT after a string of Japanese bikes, and he said it was the first bike that he took back after owning it for 3 years that was in a better condition, or as good a condition as when he bought it. The Japanese bikes tended to be very poor when it came to surviving bad weather. And after 2 to 3 years, the paint work was very tired. Now you got to remember, these were in the days when your Honda Civic would probably last you 3 years and then turn into a pile of rust at the side of the road. At the time, the Japanese were producing fairly good vehicles, but a lot cheaper than local manufactured vehicles. It's just that they didn't last long. Now, a couple of years after that point, they started paying attention to their anti-corrosion warranties and everything else, and they turned that whole aspect of their vehicles around. So they did start producing vehicles that didn't fall apart after 3 years of bad weather. But he liked his R80, and he upgraded that to a K75 RT. Once he'd got the K75, I got an R65, which was good enough for a commute around sort of the suburbs of London. But eventually my company said, yeah, we need you to go and visit the warehouse in the middle of England. And that was a good 300-mile journey, maybe 400 miles. And at that point I discovered the R65, which was 8 years old at the time, was getting tired. It could do 70 at a push, but it couldn't do much over 70, and sometimes speed is your friend to get you out of trouble. And so I got rid of the R65 and got the K100 LT. And I took my dad's K75 out for a spin, and he took my K100 out for a spin. And after about 3 years, he got rid of the 75 and got himself a K100 RS. And he kept that for a while. And then his comment on that one was, do I come off here? Yes. It was okay on the highway because the wind flow sort of took the weight off your wrists. But he said if you're on surface streets, and yeah, he was getting on a bit, he said it was very heavy on his wrists. So he loved driving on highway, long highway trips. It was great, but driving around town, it wasn't quite so great. Oh, now what was it? I was talking to one guy, and he'd got himself. And this was back early 90s, and he'd got himself an old Honda Goldwing 1200. And actually, I wasn't talking to him. I was talking to a friend of his, and he took it back and swapped it for the 1500, and his excuse was the 1200 was too heavy. Well, the 1500 had a reverse gear, and that's how he got around the "it was too heavy" deal. He was having problems pushing the bike backwards into his garage. Well, the 1500 with a reverse gear, he could actually use the motor of the bike to get it into his garage. Because I was a bit incredulous when he said, well, he got rid of his 1200, got a 1500 because the 1200 was too heavy. I'm like, you what? Yeah, because reverse gear. Oh, yes, it does. Now let's think. I can't remember. I think I think my K100 did have a hydraulic clutch, but I never found it to be a problem, and neither did my dad. His issue was obviously the riding position on the RS had you sort of leaning over the gas tank. And if you didn't have airflow to support you, it was just very heavy on your arms. Obviously the LT is a very sit upright cruiser. I liked it. It was much more comfortable to drive than a car. At least I found it to be. Yeah, but it's kind of what you get used to. It was like, what the heck's going on? Oh, another toll booth. When I first started riding, I ended up buying some very thick leather gloves, and the bike shop I bought them at, the woman who was, showing me stuff, it was sort of, I need a helmet, I need a jacket, I need some gloves, I need some boots, and she was showing me what they had, and she said a lot of people don't like the thick gloves. We recommend you ride with gloves because obviously if you come off the bike you're going to lose the skin off your hands. But if you wear gloves it protects you. But people found that obviously you couldn't feel as much through a thick pair of gloves as you could with no gloves at all. So obviously they tended to go for the thinner gloves because it gave, they could feel more through them. Me, I had no experience with bikes at that time, so I went with a thick pair of gloves. That pair of gloves lasted me my entire biking career, and I would possibly still be wearing them today if I rode a motorcycle. They were a very good buy. I went through a couple of pairs of boots. The leather jacket, the inside disintegrated, so I ended up getting a Gore-Tex suit, which was great. I'm trying to think. That's generally a problem with all the big touring bikes. Is they tend loan installment. They tend to have the fairing is fixed to the frame, so the headlight is static. But things like the off-roaders, which tend to have a bikini fairing, and the racing bikes, the fairings on the front tend to be mounted to the steering rather than mounted to the frame. And obviously unfaired bikes similarly. The BMW RS isn't exactly a sports bike. It's classed as a sports tourer, and that does have the fairing on the front is also mounted to the frame, so the steering wheel or the headlight is fixed. How are we doing? We're down to 7 hours drive time, which is 2.5 times 7. We're still over 15 minutes. Probably about 18 minutes drive time here, and it's already 11:30. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's 11:30. So we're definitely going to pull this delivery in and then quit when we get to where we're going. This guy is still poodling along at 70. Dude, go. Off he goes again. I don't know. Okay. He's out of the way. I need some indication. Doesn't look like I'm coming off here. But I don't have to move over, so that's a good thing. Okay. Getting dark again. Seem to have done most of my driving today in the darkness. But at least no rain. Down to 6 hours. PC. Dude, go. Okay. Another one eats my dust. Oh, and now we're on a 3-lane highway. We are cutting this very close to needing to sleep and drop off at the same time. Which potentially means I could get fined for driving overtime. But we'll keep doing this for as long as we can. At least we didn't get stuck behind those guys. Oh, yes. We got a guy at our church has one of those. They are incredibly pricey. And I have kids, so that wouldn't really work out for us anyway. We kind of need 2 vehicles that we can transport kids in. small kids at that. Okay, what's going on here? I need to be over in the left lane? Of course I do. Come on, dude. Get past me, you son of a gun. Jeez. Don't have to slow down. You might have to. Okay, off you go. Right, now what are we doing? Oops. Let's try and stay on the highway. It looks like another 270-degree loop. Someone broken down at the side of the road. Random encounter. Okay, you take care, Hale. Probably catch you tomorrow. Oh, 70. Below 4 hours. 4 hours 15 minutes. So we've actually got now 25 minutes when we get there. What's going on here? Some foreign words. That's awesome. Italy, I believe. So we shouldn't have any more problems with roads that turn into one lane left and one lane right. Ooh, that's a complicated junction. Oops. Toll booth ahead. Okay, I'm going to hit this toll booth and I'm going to take a pause, go grab a drink. not. That's not my toll booth. Okay. Might just take a pause anyway. Okay, I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be back in a sec. Oh, okay, that's better. 3, 2, 1, drive. So, less than 3 hours. No, he's not going to let me over. Thank you. So I do like driving in Italy. Though we can't see too much because it's dark. I'm not sure how the next ETS2 expansion is going to fit in with our Warsaw start point. Let's do some concentrating. Accelerate again. I'm bad. Just under 5 minutes of drive time. Uh, 2 hours, 30 minutes till I have to sleep. Exactly 2 hours till we get there. Over there. Cut the other trucks off. lot of truck traffic. Oh, our exit's coming up. Okay, come on, keep going. Okay, next exit's ours. Looks like a straight exit. Oh, the weather is here. Whee! 70. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Seemed to be an automatic payment there. Okay, round the roundabout. We are here. Wherever here is. Oh, hush up. I guess I'm going up here. getting tired. But it's like sleep for 8 hours in order to make a delivery that's 4 minutes away. Alfa Romeo. Nice car. Okay, we are turning left, right, about here. Now where are we going? Straight down to the end. Okay. Okay, how bad is this? Oh, 25 minutes. Oh, there's the parking spot. Nope. Let's try that one. Actually, let's go over. Oh, we blew that completely. Go. Okay, get back in the truck and forward gear. We are here. We made money. Long drive. Lots of stuff. So 52,000, like I said, I don't think that's enough to pay off the bank by 1,000. I'll borrow 10. We'll skip that for now. So there we are. We have done our first progress, 1 of 10. World map. What's in town and how quickly can we get there? Oh, nothing. That would be kind of a problem. I could borrow 180,000 and buy the garage here, which would then give me somewhere to sleep. Or I could just leave it where it is and see if the game resets, and then borrow 180,000 and buy the garage if it doesn't. It's a sleep pace there, but I don't think I can do that in 25 minutes. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Bank. Borrow 100 and borrow another 100. Anyway, we're going to get around that and drive. Drive down to the end. Stop. Drive to there and turn in here. Press enter. Yes, indeed. Do I want to buy this garage? Indeed I do. I need somewhere to sleep. Okay, drive in. Press the following button to rest. Yes, we'll do that. You know what I should have done before I did that was... what was that? I don't know. What's that? That's a Scania. It's Iveco. You have to buy 5 trucks, huh? Okay. Okay. I'm going to need some more money. Got 90,000. This truck is 112. Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to borrow 50,000 and truck dealers. That one there. Is it the selected dealer? Yes. I have 140,000. This truck is 112. What's the next one? Pretty shade of green. What's the difference? $123, 125, 218. Yeah, not getting that. I think 113, 112. Customize configuration. Okay. Stick with the normal. We'll stick with that. I'm going to go with the Euro 6. Puts it up to 117. Transmission. Stick with standard 12. Left-hand drive, standard. Color. Custom metallic. Yeah, very boring. Everything is completely green. Exterior accessories. Kind of thinking we stick with what we've got. What's that? Oh, side skirt. New total 142. Well, heck, we're not going with that. No, we'll take that off. That's expensive. 125. Interior stuff. Looking the wrong way. Up. There we go. Okay, you got mirror on the side, mirror over there. You got everything you need to. You're in company colours. Confirm. Purchase. No, I don't. I want to send it to Ancona. Oh. Okay. How about slot 1? That work for you? Thank you. Now, stupidly, what I should have done was done that before I slept. And now we want a recruiting agency, and we want to hire a driver. Ooh, someone well up on hazmat or someone well up on long distance. I'm going to go with a long distance driver. Drive the new truck. Cool. Okay, so I now have a driver who can earn me money while we're messing about. Now the next question is, let's go back to the bank. I can borrow another 170. So I could buy another one of those trucks. Just do that. Okay. Truck dealers. Go back there. So. Now there was a way recover your last configuration. I'm not sure how to do that, so we'll just go through this like we did with the last one. We will get the Euro 8, 6. We'll paint it custom metallic. Use preset. Use preset. Use preset. And that's 125. I don't think I wanted anything else on it. Okay. What purchase that one too. Oh, did I just... say I wanted to drive that? Ugh. I blew it. Je suis an imbecile. Yeah, I want my other truck, please. Truck manager. Scania S, that's mine. Okay, that should be me and my big shiny truck. That's me and my big shiny truck. So then we go back to the truck manager. So these are both in Ancona. Mine is assigned to Warsaw. I need a driver. Recruitment agency. Hire a driver. This guy's long distance and fragile cargo. Okay, we'll go for the long distance dude. Where'd he go? That one. Hire driver. Assign it to Ancona. Assign it to the new truck. And we now have 37,000 and 2 new trucks out there. Okay, that should do for now. I've got a horrendous debt. But we are now set for earning money while I'm playing single player. Extra money while I'm earning single player. So I'm going to save this and wish you all a good evening. I'll be back tomorrow with some sort of Farming Simulator 19. I just don't know whether I'll be playing multiplayer with Arthur and the crew or single player on Mercury Farms. But in the meantime, everybody have a good day tomorrow, and I'll catch you later.